So I started off by putting dos pechugas enteras to boil. I added half an onion and 3 ajos. And I also added about, let's say, a full spoon of caldo de pollo, consomé. So I had a little bit left. So I added a little bit of caldo de consomé. That was about a spoon. And to there, I'll taste it in a little bit once it boils a little bit more. And then if anything, I'll add the rest of that. Okay, so then now once it's done, we're gonna take out the pechugas and let them cool down, and we're gonna deshebrarlo. So I'm going to be adding about 2, 4, 6, 7 chiles to hervir. I won't be adding all of them until I taste it and see if I will add all of them. And then I am going to, I put these before to heat up because they take a little bit longer than the tomatillos. So we put it there, and I left it about a couple of minutes already in there. So then I'm gonna add all of these. This is about I think about 2 pounds, I think, around there, a little bit more than 2 pounds. So I'm gonna add these, let them boil. Okay, so now that I can see that some of them are cooked halfway, so that's how we want them. We don't want them to be completely boiled or completely cooked, because what happens is that when I turn off the heat, which I'm gonna turn it off, they explode. And what happens with they explode is that the salsa gets a little bit sour, and we don't want that. So it's already turned off, and we're gonna leave them like this. So then with the same heat of the hot water is gonna finish off cooking. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is I'm gonna be adding my chiles and my jitomates to my licuadora. We're gonna be blending it with un poquito de cebolla, ajos, and I'm gonna add epazote and also cilantro, but a little bit just to give it a taste. And then with that, we're going to be, vamos a sazonar at the end, and then that's when I'm going to be adding the sal to give it flavor. Okay, so I'm going to blend my tomatillos first. And then I am going to add, it's hot. I'm gonna add half a cebolla, so this is a fourth right here, and then I'm gonna add the other half of it. 3 ajos pelados, and I washed a little bit of epazote. I actually had all of this. I'll probably add it. I'm just gonna taste it before. I had all of this, but I'm gonna add this much of epazote. I already washed it. Make sure you guys wash it. Put it in there. A little bit of cilantro as well. So from the whole ramo, I only washed this because the cilantro gives it another taste. So it's gonna take over the epazote. So I just wanted a little bit just for taste. I'm probably gonna add all of the epazote. And for now, I'm only gonna add 3 chiles of the 7 that I boiled, and the rest of the tomatillos that I didn't put in earlier because I wanted to blend that first. I'm not gonna add any water right now because the tomatillos, when they're boiled and you blend them, it releases a lot of water. So I'm not gonna add water until later on that I see. Make sure when you blend, because it's hot, hold on to the top because the heat blows up your top. So I'm gonna blend that. Okay, so it's finished. I tasted it a little bit and I think it needs a little bit more. It's spicy already, but I'm gonna add one more, and I'm gonna add the rest of the epazote. I like how it tastes, but I feel like with the rest of the epazote, it's gonna taste better. So then I am going to blend this and then we'll taste it right now. la salsa. And how I'm gonna do that is by adding some oil to a pan, and I'm gonna add some cebolla. I'm gonna get sauteed a little bit, and then we're gonna add the salsa into there. So now I'm gonna add a little bit the salsa. Okay. And then I am going to turn it a little bit. Okay, and then here we're gonna add the pollo, the consomé. Okay, so I'm gonna add about that much first, and then we'll taste it and then see if it will need a little bit more. So then once it started to boil, I already tasted it of salt, and it's really good. You're gonna put it in the recipiente, just leave it on the side, so when we start doing the pastel, then we're just gonna be adding it. Okay, and so I put bacon to cook. I'm just gonna let this, I cut it into little pieces, and then we're gonna let this cook until it's crispy. Okay, so I drained the bacon, and that's all the fat that came out, and there shouldn't be any fat. Like that's perfect. And so did you guys see how much that whole little bag made? This is how much it made. So that's why I did everything, and I cut it into tiny pieces, so it's just enough to put little pieces in the pastel. So then now I'm gonna move on to cutting the mushrooms for the relleno asua. So I'm cutting them into slices like this, not too thick. I'm gonna cut all of these, and I'm also gonna cut rebanadas de cebolla, and then I'll show you guys right now. Inside my thing, look, chingas of mine. So I'm gonna add the onion before I burn myself. Like that, there you go. So so there's I put oil, and I'm gonna add that onion. I cut about full onion and the little piece that I had from whatever I was using. I'm gonna let this saute. I'm gonna add black pepper. We're gonna add black pepper. That's enough. The little tiny bit of epazote that I had, I shouldn't have used all of it. I should have used it here. I forgot. But I'm gonna add garlic salt now. Keep in mind, I'm adding a little bit more, but because the mushrooms are gonna be here too, so it's garlic salt. And I'm gonna add a little bit of ginger. This is good stuff. And that's enough. Okay, there you go. That's enough. And then we're just gonna let this saute for a little bit. It smells so good. And then we're gonna add the mushrooms. The mushroom doesn't take too long to cook. So the onions are pretty sauteed. So now I'm gonna add the mushrooms. Woo-hoo. Okay, so this is how it looks when it's cooked. I didn't they're like a little bit aguaditos. I don't know how to say that in English. But this is how I leave them, and I'm just gonna put them in the molds so then they don't continue to cook, because then they get more watery and then they're not good anymore. Also, cut it about, let me see, like 5 calabazitas. I'll see if I'll need more. I don't want to put too much, so I left those 3 just in case. Everything that I have to do is cook the chile poblano. So I put it in the heat and let it get toasty. So we're gonna want to get all of, oh look, that's a good example. So we want to have the chile look like that all the way around. They don't take too long, and you just don't want it to overcook. So I'll show you guys how it looks at the end. I'm also gonna start the tortillas on the other side. For the tortillas, it's just get your oil hot and dip a tortilla in there. We want it to be slightly fried a little bit. not fried, yeah, I mean, I guess like this, not very toasty, not completely toasted. So I let it a little bit, and I turn it to the other side. So I'm also doing the tortilla morada, doing the same thing. Let's put it in the oil and then let it fry a little bit. Okay, so drain it a little bit and then put it there. Okay, so I forgot to mention, once they were cooked, like really nice boiled, we had to put them in a bag. And so what it does, it helps it sweat. So when we take off the cáscara, it's easier to take it off since it's already you see how easy that is. So I'm gonna take off the cáscara to all of them, and then I'm gonna cut them into little hileras, or little rajitas like that. And so I'll show you guys how I do it. So we're gonna start off by putting the salsa we made earlier in the bottom. It smells so good. Then we're gonna put the tortilla one in one like that. There you go, we're covering it, all of it. And then we're gonna put chicken. And then a little bit of bacon. And then mushrooms. And then we're gonna put calabacitas, and the calabacitas are not cooked because then they're gonna overcook if we cook them before. That's good. Let's put cheese there. And now we're gonna add corn. The next layer. And we're gonna put salsa again. Apa, mi video.
Eres cholita de la kitchen.
My video.
Hi, everybody.
Oh my gosh, you don't understand. So here is the final look. We left it on for 50 minutes, but I think if we put the temperature up, so maybe leave it at 380. We had it at 450, and this is how it looks. Look, it's still even cooking there, you can tell. But the cheese is really melted. The cremita got a little boiled. The sides are really nice. It looks really pretty. Just look at that. And here it is. This is pastel azteca. Woo! Look at that deliciousness. Hope you guys enjoyed.